Not encrypting private data for CMS FHIR patient interoperability, CCPA, GDPR, HIPAA, is a road to data breaches, ransoms, and disaster. It's BDR or smoke and mirrors. The only available technology capable to deliver this solution at all, let alone in weeks for most, while scaling to petabytes. BDR allows business as usual with privacy compliance, e-commerce, websites, applications and third-party apps while maintaining communications with your newly secured end-to-end encrypted data. BDR keeps current or uses any version of FHIR you request. Here we read the resources for the latest FHIR version. As we click on any resource, we will read the data elements within the selected resource. Now the user selects the data elements from each resource that they want in their report, download or later use for data analytics or interoperability from one healthcare professional to another. Now with the process completed, let's view the patient or analyst's report. We see all the columns and values within the columns that the user selected. Since BDR used the FHIR linkage table, BDR retrieves all the levels of the data elements the same as any and all releases of FHIR does so with the use of the FHIR linkage table. BDR is ubiquitous to the version of FHIR and again uses the current version of FHIR's linkage table to put the requested reports together for use. Now we are setting up to process another FHIR report. We will select all the same resources and columns, though this time we will add selection criteria to narrow the report to just 2 cities in the United States. Here we are now selecting for only data values in Chicago and Dallas. After narrowing down our report for these 2 cities, we will complete adding the data elements from the rest of the desired FHIR resources and run the process and view the results. Here we can see we got the results as requested and are only viewing patients that are in Chicago and Dallas. Now we are setting up the process to download the complete report. The user is prompted for a password to unzip the files that will be downloaded and another password that will be necessary to execute the BDR microservice that will decrypt the encrypted data that was downloaded so the user can read and use this data. Again, BDR's framework creates an end-to-end encryption experience. Here we see that the user is prompted for the unzip password before the files are available to start processing. Now that the user entered a valid password, the zip files are available. Now, the user opens the current CSV file in Excel and as we can see the data is encrypted, so if this file was intercepted it would have no value to hackers. Now the user clicks on the BDR microservice to decrypt the data they want to see and or work with and is prompted for the second password they created. Now the user opens the newly created CSV file, and the data is decrypted and available for their viewing or analytical processing. BDR has end-to-end encryption until proper credentials are supplied. Now we are viewing a user selecting just a random file system and able to see and select the tables and columns they are interested in to create a report just as they did for the FHIR repository. The user selects the Create Query to see what the query looks like and if desired or required may modify this query in their report. Now that the process is completed, the user can view the report and download it just as they could in the FHIR report. Users can also click on the More Report icon to automatically create group bys or even combine multiple columns into a single column for their reports. Ingestion into FHIR or business data lakes with automated probabilistic columnar names and physical data values. EMR, EHR, HL7 or any data into FHIR or data lakes, encrypted for PII, PHI or any private data. End-to-end encryption becomes more accurate, while quickening the migration/ingestion of data by as much as 95%. This Spark 3.x, Java, Spring Swagger framework is scalable, accurate and automated for all data migration processes. BDR offers multi-factor authentication. BDR 847-440-4439